Hello and welcome to Chit Chat and All That with me, Amanda Prowse.
And me, Penny Dommett. Thank you for joining us for your weekly dose of chatter, where we'll be talking about all the things that we usually discuss around the kitchen table.
And we've already had much fun this morning, Pen, as you've arrived.
Yes.
Because first of all, and I have had to remind you about this before, if my husband points out something I've done wrong, your job is to instantly go, no, Simeon, actually, she's in the right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I sided with him again, didn't I?
That's 3 times, I think,
Yes,
to my knowledge.
I'm
And it was
very
because
sorry.
I didn't, when we're recording, announce the episode number. Episode 23, if anyone's interested. There you are. Simeon will be
Amazing.
happy. You'll be happy.
Can you believe episode 23?
How many episodes make it 6 months? Oh, it's too much
What,
maths for
that's
me.
too much maths for
too
me.
much sums.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need someone who's good
can't
at
do that.
sums.
Can't do that.
But yeah,
It seems to be a long time.
we can't be far off, Pen, I don't think, 6 months.
When did we start then? What month of the year?
I can't remember.
I can't remember that either.
We're like
That's
goldfish.
terrible.
We've said this before.
Normally it's me. You tell me I haven't got a very good memory.
I have a great memory, but I don't remember numbers and summage.
Dates. I have trouble
Dates.
with dates.
Remember a couple of dates?
Yeah.
Oh, remember a couple of dates, Pen. Couple of good ones, couple of bad ones.
No, seriously, I can't. If somebody says, "Oh, my birthday on the 2nd of February," I won't remember 2nd of February. I have to write it down.
Yeah, that's
We've
good
had
though.
that conversation. If I write
Probably,
something down,
but you won't remember it.
exactly.
I loved it. We went out for pizza on Saturday and I love the fact that I was saying to you, do you remember when we went to that country show? And you went, no. Yeah, you were working there, Pen. You were doing something for a friend, volunteering, and I came along. No. And then we went and had that. No. And the more I'm thinking I'm giving you things that happen, pointers, details. We even have a whole raft of photographs. You're going, no, as though it didn't happen. And then I start thinking, did it happen? Did I imagine it? So I had to go back and look through my photographs and go, no, we really were there.
Yes, it was. It was Berkeley Show.
It was Berkeley Show.
It was Berkeley Show. But the weird thing is I say it with such conviction.
You absolutely
that
do.
you started to doubt yourself.
That's your superpower.
Yeah, that is my superpower. It's called blagging. Blagging. We actually, when we were little, this is a weird thing that we used to do.
One of the many weird
One of
things.
the weird things. We used to pretend to be different people at the kitchen table.
Was this when you weren't pretending to be a hobby horse?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Horses, yeah, we used to do that. And you'd say, I'm going to be a plumber, and I'd have to talk about me gaskets and me plumbing equipment.
I feel you're showing a gap in your plumbing knowledge
Yes,
if the first thing you go to is gaskets.
Gaskets.
That sounds more mechanic-y to me. But again, what do I know?
Makes you a very good blagger. It does make you a good blagger. I honestly think you could put me in any situation and I could probably give a very good impression of that person.
And I absolutely believe you.
Yeah, I could.
I've seen it in action. It's marvellous.
I know.
It's a good skill though, Ben.
Yeah.
Anyway, where were we? So, yes, a lovely time to chit-chat and listen while you're busying or relaxing or taking a moment out of the chaos of your day. And you can, of course, catch up with all previous episodes from wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes, give us a like, press the subscribe or follow button. You see, it's taken me 6 months to learn how to say subscribe.
But you know, the joy in your face, Pen, every time you get it right, it was...
Does anybody subscribe? How would we know?
don't-
How would we know?
We have people who look at the subscribe and follow figures and the reviews.
Please
Write us a
don't-
review.
Well, I know, but I don't think all of the podcast provider people have a review capability.
I don't know.
No, apparently not.
Well, whatever.
Somebody said.
But if you can, fabulous. If you can't, don't worry. Tell a friend.
Yeah, tell a friend. Pass it on.
Do you know, actually, just talking of that briefly.
What friends?
Friends.
Do you remember them?
Friend. I've told you, only love one. And it's me. We have the most wonderful listening numbers and people are staying with us. And that, honestly, that means so much, doesn't it?
What, they listen to one whole podcast of nonsense and then they come back hoping that we'll talk a bit of more sense the following week.
They can hope in vain.
Yes.
But I just think that's such a lovely thing and wonderful compliment that people are on this journey with us.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my editors in America. I don't know why I did that. America. That was last week. We're editing a book together, obviously. That's her job. That's what we do. She's the edit. I write it. She edits it. It's fairly straightforward. And we were just chatting generally about stuff. Did you just sniff?
No.
Was that just a...
I didn't sniff, did I?
Did you just do this
No, I
noise?
didn't.
Do you want me to
No,
get you
I
some
didn't.
kitchen roll?
No, I don't need it. I don't need one.
Look, you can take your...
No, I think that was just me inhaling
God. Your poor husband, partner, boyfriend, lover, Rob. We're talking about Rob.
Do you know, this October, this is something I bet you didn't know. This October, we've been together 30 years.
Stop it.
30 years, and he still introduces me as his girlfriend.
I love that.
Because this is controversial, I know, but I've never really seen the point in getting married.
No.
Having done it before, don't see the point. Quite happy, thank you very much. It's amazing the number of people that keep insisting that we need to get married.
That's funny. I think the world's different now, but
I
I think it's probably because, well, I have a theory that if during the night you're making that noise, he ain't marrying you, girl.
He doesn't want to get married.
He's like, I'm not, no, let's not do that. 30 years,
30
Pen.
years.
Or we get less for murder. That's what my nan would say right now. Or we get less
Isn't
for
that
murder.
incredible?
Did everyone's nan say that, didn't they?
Yeah.
30 years.
I know.
You must have been a mere whippersnapper, Penny.
Yes, I was quite young.
You're very fit. Phew, I've seen you. Photos. You look amazing. I was like, oh, you've got a picture of a Charlie's Angel on your wall. Oh, no, it's the Penster. Flipping heck.
Anyway, we digress. You're editor in America.
Shit, thank you.
Or
Because I was actually so off-piste. I had no way of going back. She said, she's in Texas. And she said, oh, I just love Friday morning. She said, I just literally sit there. It's like, and I thought, that's really,
nice.
She's sitting there in the heat, drinking, eating whatever you have in Texas. I don't know how different it is. I want to say cornflakes.
Oil.
Maybe it's not. Yeah, Tiffany Teas Blossom, what do you have for your breakfast? We want to know. What do you have for breakfast in Texas?
Well, you probably have corn flour tortillas or something.
I don't know why you think that.
Because I it's going to be something like that, isn't it?
I don't know, Penny.
Easy over eggs.
Eggs over easy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We'll find out, obviously.
Yeah.
In fact, anyone listening around the world, let me know what you have for your breakfast. We are interested.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
I mean, I can't get my head round even our closer neighbours like Germany and places like that.
Yes.
Where they have a bit of ham.
Not all of them. Some
Ham
maybe.
and salami. A bit of cheese. Who has cheese for breakfast?
I do.
No.
I know.
I knew you were weird.
So this is going to blow your mind. So I'm a bit funny about breakfast. I often don't feel like eating early.
Oh, gosh, I've got to have my porridge.
You're a bit of a porridge
Yeah.
aficionado. You made me have it with that frothy kimchi, whatever it was, in a bottle. No, not kimchi.
No, kefir.
That's it. Kimchi, kefir, same difference. On your porridge.
It's beautiful.
Yes, I remember you saying. It wasn't for me, but that's fine. But I don't know. I don't want to eat first thing, and I don't want to eat something sweet. So, people have like a stack of pancakes, or maybe that's just in a movie.
Yeah.
Like pancakes and syrup. And
Texas.
Is that what you're eating, Tefania? Let us know. I prefer a piece of dark brotchen, something really dark like a pumpernickel, and then a thin slice of cheese.
Pumpernickel.
It's
Pumpernickel.
It's a bread.
What? Don't you mean pumpernickel? You literally said pumpernickel. That's weird.
I can't speak, Penny.
Pumpernickel.
It's pumpernickel.
It's
No,
not pumpernickel.
it is.
If it was pumpernickel, you'd spell it P-O-O-N-P-H. Pumpernickel. That's weird.
Well, now I'm worried I'm saying it wrong. This is what you do.
Pumpernickel.
This is what you do to me. You make me doubt my own certainty.
That's because I have a degree in bread making and it's called pumpernickel.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Pumpernickel. I can't say it another way. Dark bread, Pen.
Yeah.
It's dark bread made mainly of rye.
Yeah.
I think. And I had that with a thin slice of cheese, although no one cares now, with holes in it. And the cheese I like most is Gouda.
You mean Gouda?
Gouda. Maybe I'm saying it with the intonation of the
How'd
place
you
it's
say
from.
Emmental?
Emmental.
That's the same thing. That's fine.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. All the cheese I like has
I
holes in it.
sniffed again.
I know. I was going to point it out, but you said you didn't the first time, so I didn't want to, have that whole debate again because it's nearly time to finish. And basically, we haven't got through the introduction. And when you arrived, I said, were you off on a date? Look at you with your hair and your makeup done. I said, there's absolutely no point. We're like 10 minutes in and your mascara has gone. So what was the point?
There is no point. point.
Oh, no
There is
point
no
at all.
point.
We've got to try and keep sniffing to a minimum.
Is
Otherwise,
there a message?
otherwise, Mason.
Mason is
Dear
messaging.
Mandy and Penny,
Please stop
just
sniffing.
listening, and your sniffing is proving
I'm
most
really
distracting.
sorry. I'm really sorry.
But
That's
Mason's a
very
whiz.
rude.
Very rude.
Yeah.
Mason's a whiz. You made me do it.
You just sniffed them.
I didn't mean to.
Right, now
Right.
stop.
Okay.
This is not very professional.
I'm so sorry, dear listener. Please give us a moment. We'll just get a grip. Now I want to just do one sniff. Can I just do one? I'm done. That's it. Because you said I can't. See, that sums me up. If anyone says you can't do that, my first go-to is, well, I'm going to do that.
Cool, you're such a rebel.
Well, interestingly,
You're such a rebel.
we have to do a little test record before we start. And we just go, testing, la, la, la. And Simeon said something, and Penny had obviously been talking while he was recording. And he went, Penny, could you just be quiet for a minute? And I said, that look on your face is the look that you obviously pull when you were at school and you got into trouble. What did you say?
I didn't ever get into trouble.
That was what you said.
Yeah, I just always do as I'm told. I mean, what was it? Where were we the other day? And I parked exactly in the correct parking space because I always do as I'm told. Whereas, other people just bend the rules all the time.
So I remember when we first met, we've already spoken about this, but we were laughing at the fact that you'd never nicked anything.
That's right.
We're not suggesting it's a good idea. We're not encouraging that
You
behaviour.
tried to encourage me to nick something. And I said, no, I can't. I can't possibly do it.
You'd hand yourself into the fence, didn't you?
I'd go, oh, look, I've just stolen this, but they told me to, officer.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I've given it back,
Yeah.
and can we just call it quits?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll pay you double.
I think that's literally how the law works,
Yeah.
pretty much. Said, I'm sorry, it's fine, and all is forgiven. Penny, that's very
Anyway,
funny.
your editor.
Anyway, my
You still
editor.
haven't got to the base of your editor.
No, I have. So she listens. That's it.
Oh, is that it?
It was no more exciting than that. I wish there was more to add. But
Okay,
yeah.
but we still don't know what she had for breakfast.
No, but hopefully she'll let us know. Or anyone else that lives in Texas. What do you have
Or,
for
in fact,
breakfast?
it doesn't have to be Texas.
No?
It could be chipping Sodbury.
Could be. I know what they have in Chip and Sodbury. Toast, cereal, I'm guessing.
Porridge.
Penny. We're giddy. We need to be less giddy.
Right.
That's so funny. Anyway, so Pen,
Anyway.
what have you been up to? What have you been up to, Pen?
I've had my breakfast.
What did you have?
Porridge. This isn't getting any better. Anyway, I can tell you what I've been up to
dear.
because it's been my birthday. It was my birthday this week. I had such a lovely week. I made sure I actually took some time off this week. And one of my lovely
No,
friends...
you didn't.
Yeah,
Not
I
much.
did, not
You took
much.
a tiny
I took
bit of
a
time
tiny
off.
bit of time off. Because I do have another friend.
You don't.
Yeah. She, obviously not as wonderful as you.
Not the friend.
No, she is very wonderful.
Who's
She
that?
took me
Who
to
about? Which
Tina,
friend?
lovely Tina.
Oh, Tina's
She took-
in.
yeah,
We love
yeah.
Tina.
She took
She's
me.
my friend too.
That's okay. She took me for a spa afternoon.
How lovely.
It was very nice. I sat still. I twitched a bit, but
Yeah.
it was okay. It was okay. I had a bit of a massage. I know you don't like that.
I
but
don't. I
did
think it's
have
a sexy
massage.
thing.
But I'm not joking. Blimey. The masseuse.
Why are you saying it like
I
that,
just say-
Penny?
I
It's
just-
Monsieur.
Is it a masseur?
If I can't say Pumpernickel, you can't say Monsieur.
Is it a masseuse or a masseur?
I've never had one.
Oh. No, the person
Yes,
is a different name to massage.
a massagist.
No, it's a masseuse.
A massager.
No, it's a masseuse.
There you go.
Anyway, something like that.
The person doing it.
Yeah, the person doing it. She was very nice, very lovely, and she went, "Oh, can you tell me how strong your massage is?" Like, they actually do
This
ask
is why
that.
I don't go. It's just so
And I
weird.
said, "Oh, just medium's fine."
Medium rare. I can picture pushing your bum in the way that they do when they get a steak on a griddle and they're trying to get the right. So for medium rare, you're supposed to push it, aren't you? And a certain amount of bounce back. Is that what you did on your buttocks?
No, but I thought I was safe. Go for the middle one.
Yeah,
So
always.
I went medium, be fine. Well, I'm not joking. The bruising. I mean, blimey, it was hard.
You don't want to go for the firm one.
No,
next time, then, Pen.
exactly. I got, honestly,
Do you
I mean,
damage? Yeah.
My shoulders have never been the same since. But
Nice,
anyway,
though.
it's very nice. And then we had a very nice meal, and I felt very spoilt. And then my other lovely friend, Helen, they took us out for a beautiful meal in Bristol. And what else? Oh, you came over and took us out too?
I'm a bit worried that I'm third on that list of nice things on your birthday.
No. It's just in the
chronological order.
That's it. Chronological order.
Right, okay.
That's,
That's good then. And I bought you a nice present.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you did buy me a nice present.
Do you remember what it was, Pen?
Yeah. I can. It was from a very well-known, beautiful store.
It was Fortnum and Mason's Penny, and I like to say it because it was very, very expensive. So I just want to get that in.
It's very lovely.
Yeah. This is no nipping up Tesco to get you a bag, a bag of carrots. I was going to say, although you probably prefer that.
I would like a bag of carrots. Yeah.
I can be arranged for next year.
But yes, so it was very lovely. Thank you very much.
So I know you're not a big birthday fan, and funny enough, I'm not either. It's the one thing we have in common.
Yeah.
That and our inability not to laugh at inappropriate moments. Was there one birthday, one sort of milestone that you thought, that you dreaded, or are you just equally ambivalent to all of them?
I didn't like being 30.
I've heard you say that before. That's,
I don't know why. I really thought, wrong side of 20.
20, that's right. See, your maths isn't that bad after all.
But yeah, I don't know why I had trouble being 30. Quite liked being 40. 50 didn't bother me.
No, 50's a good one because
and
it
now
feels
I'm going
like
backwards.
50's a good one because I don't know, I kind of felt it gave me leeway. 50 for me was permission not to be quite so obsessed with the wrinkles on my forehead or the size of my bum or the fact of things I hadn't achieved or hadn't done. I became much more positive about what I was, who I was, how I looked and what I'd done, rather than maybe craving for things that I felt I was being left behind for in this great race of life.
Yeah. I honestly think you reach an age where a bit of the responsibility is slightly taken off.
That's true.
And that gives you a freedom that you didn't have before.
Yeah.
Once you're not chasing your children around and making sure that they're in the right place at the right time.
She says I've spent most of the weeks chasing her grandchildren around, but yeah.
Yeah, weirdly, grandchildren, I've said this before, it's very different, the responsibility of them. But yes, knowing that your children are actually grown-up people and that you don't have to make sure that they turn up to school or work or anything else. I
also think that when you get to 50, it's almost like we've all been a bit bruised by life. At 50, life's given you a kicking at some point in some way.
Yeah, or you could just say it in a slightly nicer way and say that. Say that it's you are more. You've had the experience of life.
Yeah, but I think it's more than that. I think it's about surviving something.
Yeah.
And I think it's sort of 30, 40, if you're very, very lucky, if if you're blessed and it's all wonderful, that's great. By the time you get to 50, you've usually lost someone or you've defeated illness or illness has touched your family or something has happened. And if you've managed to come out the other side, that is a real feeling of achievement, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, true.
Wisdom that comes with old age. And it does. I mean, I think we totally undervalue as women the wisdom that other women who have gone before us can offer us.
And the way that they have paved for us.
Yeah, totally.
That sounds really cliche.
No, I think it's absolutely true. I think it's absolutely true. And I love talking to women who, are sort of 10 years, 20 years, 30 years ahead of me. I love it because I remember, for me, 50 always seemed unspeakably old. And I don't know if I've said this on air before, but I've certainly said it to you before. I remember I must have been in my 20s and my friends said, we just had a 50th birthday party for my dad. Have I told you this? I'm sure I have. And I remember going home thinking, why on earth would you bother having a party for 50? It's so old. I mean, what would you do? Just all sit around, have a cup of tea, a bit of jelly, and then go to bed at 7 o'clock, which actually is my life. But I remember thinking, 50, just why would you bother with anything? It's like, you just sit and knit, don't you, and watch afternoon telly. And now I think, my gosh, we're so vibrant and young and we've got so much living to do. But because we're catching up, right?
Well, I think, for ages they would say, 50 is the new 30 and 60 is the new 40, all of that sort of nonsense. But, I don't know about you, but in my head, I'm not the age I am.
What age do you think you stopped at? Because everyone has one, apparently.
Yeah, I 55.
Yeah, I think I'm about 38 to 40.
Yeah.
That's really funny. So that's where I kind of, if I have to think of myself physically, I'm always quite surprised. I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, because I don't think of myself as getting older.
You obviously don't look in the mirror as much as I do.
I don't look in the mirror at all, Pen, as you know, and that's part of the problem, I think. When I see a photograph, I think, my goodness, look at that, you've got old.
Can I just say as well, I have to say thank you, because you did such a beautiful montage of photographs of us for my birthday. I was really touched, and I did have a little snivel, because I don't know why I get so emotional over my birthday. Do the same about New Year's Eve for some weird reason. But I've never been a great fan of birthdays, and it was such a kind thing to do, and it did make me laugh as well, because some of those photographs were hilarious.
Well, I don't think some of them have seen the light of day before.
No, it was on Instagram.
Yeah, we should put it on the Chit Chat. I'm not sure if we did. We might have done. Can't remember, but we should.
No, I don't think we did. I think it was even on stories.
Oh, it might have been.
So
I've still got it
gone.
anyway, so I will share it.
Yes, it was really lovely, and I didn't realise a lot of those photographs I haven't seen.
No,
but
it makes you realise how much we've done, Pen.
Yeah,
a lot.
I know.
A lot.
I know.
A lot,
but,
my love.
And we will do a lot more.
We will.
I have great plans for you.
I find New Year's Eve, as you've mentioned it, really sobering and very sad. I know some people love it and look forward to it, and in the movie it's always a party and you're always letting off glitter and snogging. I find it really overwhelmingly sad.
I do.
Why, Pen?
Well,
why?
Because most people look at New Year's Eve as, oh yay, 2025, it's all so exciting. Me, I'm looking back at things that have happened and the people that I miss.
Yeah. And yet you're not that person. You don't do that habitually.
No, I'm
you're
not,
very
no.
forward-thinking
Exactly.
and positive.
I would go to bed at 9 o'clock on New Year's Eve every year if I was given the opportunity.
It's the only night I turn my phone off. Because I don't want to be pinged awake at 9 when everyone starts going, just send in this early. I was like, just don't send it at all. That's fine.
I know. I know.
But,
I mean, I've always said to the boys, please don't ring me.
No.
Just wait till the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I just don't, it's just another day.
I think it's also a bit of a pressure. And I never
to
ever
have
make...
a lovely time.
Yes. And to be sort of positive and excited and all the rest of it. It does feel like a pressure. And I also feel like New Year's resolutions, I don't do those.
No, nor me.
I think that's just another kind of, just something to sort of beat yourself up with when you fail. Well, I'm not saying don't make a plan, don't, have it in the back of your head, but the fact that on January the 1st something has to start, for me, is no.
No. I mean, we for a few years, tried doing dry February.
Uh-huh.
Other people do other dry January.
Yeah.
No, we wait till February because it's a bit shorter.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
But also, I never bothered dieting or watching what I, ate or trying to cut down on my consumption because January the 1st, I've still got a fridge full of Christmas trifle.
Yes, exactly. And boxes of chocolates.
Well, yeah, not so much because they don't last very long.
No.
But the old tins of Quality Street.
Yeah.
They're selling them already,
What, for Christmas?
Yes. Well, I don't know for Christmas, but I saw I think I was in Tesco or Asda, I can't remember, and I saw all the tins of sweets piled up and I thought,
crazy.
I'll get some. Then I thought, well, who are you kidding?
Yeah.
You're going to go home and eat them. Don't get them and put them away till December.
I can't have things in the cupboards because I just eat the whole thing.
Yes, I know.
Literally, I have no discipline. So, that box of chocolates you bought me?
I do.
That will go in one sitting.
Is it still around?
Yes, because I can't break the seal. Once I've broken the seal, that's it.
That's
gone.
funny.
Gone.
Are you like that with everything or just chocolate? Or?
I mean, if I have a packet of seeds and I have to sew them,
Oh.
I tend to sew the whole lot. Some people go, I'm just going to sew these few. Not me. I sew the lot because then if they all germinate, you've got extras to give people. If they don't, you've got enough normally.
I wonder what that says about you, though. That says about your character. So I do this thing where I will be cooking oven chips, one of my cordon bleu dishes that I like to prepare. Cordon bleu, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going with that. I will open a bag of oven chips and I put some in and I think, I'll just do them for Simeon. Or I might have a couple.
But you've got an Olga.
Yeah, we don't have it on all the time.
No, but how do you cook chips if you've got an Olga?
In the other oven.
What other oven?
I've got a little other oven. Pen, people don't care. Sorry, dear listener. Yeah, I've got the other oven and got an air fryer, obviously, which I never use.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you put that in the cupboard, don't you?
I do, yes, in the cupboard. But what my point I'm getting at is not about my Olga, which is very lovely, which I inherited and still don't know how to use, despite your many, many lessons.
Yes,
is the fact that I look at that packet of oven chips and I go, oh, there's only a few left. So I cook them all. And then Simeon says...
Cold oven chips?
No, I cook them all. And then he says, how many people are coming here for dinner? And I go, it's just you. And he says, well, I'm not going to eat this whole packet. But in my mind, I'm just keep doing it. And then I throw half away, which is terrible. Speaking of which, Penny...
You should keep... Speaking of which... Chips.
I just think I should give my chips story.
Yeah.
So Saturday night, we went out for pizza.
I know what you're going to say.
Do you? Good. It was a very, very nice evening. We had a lovely time, chit-chatting, park the car, go and have a vast pizza to share. Someone had the great idea of ordering chips as well because our carb intake wasn't high enough. I'm surprised we didn't get garlic bread, full hit. The chips were absolutely fabulous, but we over-ordered.
Yeah. Yes.
So Penny said to our gorgeous waitress, wasn't she lovely? She was brilliant.
Nice, yeah.
She had a memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd have been rubbish in her job, to be honest. She was just reeling it all back and looking at Penny thinking, I don't even remember what I ordered. And she's remembered all of our orders. It was like a gift. Yeah. Penny said, can we take the old chips? Can you put them in a box? Because I'll feed them to my chickens. And she said, yeah, of course. She didn't believe you, by the way. She thought you were going to heat them up when you got home or have them in bed that night. Yeah. Oh, Rob, get the chips.
Or even eat them on the way home in the car.
So Penny stuffed this, box full of chips, put it in a brown paper bag, put it on the back seat of my car.
Yeah.
And then forgot them.
Yeah, I did.
So
I promised the chickens as well. They were really disappointed.
Penny, don't worry about disappointing chickens. Worry about disappointing your best friend who had to Sunday get in the car. And I thought, what is that? I can smell something. I'm like, what is that smell? I said, Simeon, have you been eating it? No, it's Sunday morning, of course not. Could I locate it? What on earth? And then I turned into the back seat and I spy a large greasy bag of chips.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's all right.
But next time you cook too many oven chips, you can keep them for the chickens.
Really?
Yes, they love it. They love a chip.
Do
the best thing.
Chicken and chips. This feels a bit cruel.
Yeah, but you don't ever feed them chicken, ever. Never feed chickens meat.
Do you ever give them eggs?
Or well, apparently you can, but it encourages them to eat their own eggs.
Oh,
for
love of God!
Yeah,
I don't eat eggs anyway. As you know, I'm funny about eggs.
The funniest thing is I always cook extra spaghetti because watching a chicken eat spaghetti is absolutely hilarious. They love it.
How do they do it?
They literally they do. Yeah, it's like Lady and the Tramp between two chickens. It's hilarious.
How did you learn they loved spaghetti? And is it any other pasta?
Yes, they'll eat any. They love pasta. Mashed potato. Oh my gosh, they love mashed potato. They love yoghurt. If you've got any old yoghurt pots, I put the pot down and they literally dip their heads in it and then almost lick their lips.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's really funny. Yogurt's very good for chickens. Helps their digestion.
You don't give them that kefir and kimchi, do you?
They would probably eat that. Yeah, they would probably eat that.
Rather than the maple.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I mean, it's remarkable what chickens will eat. Weirdly, our chickens don't like hard vegetables. So if you gave them a raw carrot, they wouldn't eat it.
No, that might be a bit hard for them, literally, to...
But, well, some people's chickens do. Not mine.
No,
they like a bit of a carb. Yes. So.
I remember, my nan and granddad used to have a dog, and they had pets during the war and after the war. And this dog, I mean, I'm talking about early, late 60s, they never bought dog food. They would give the dog what they ate that was left over.
A lot of people did.
And it was just what they did. No one questioned it. No one thought about nutrition or health. It was just like, we're having, chicken and chips, and the dog will have a bit too. Yeah. It's just what they did. I mean,
I know.
Strange thinking now, isn't it? How much we spend on dog food.
Well, and it's, when I was little, this is a weird thing. When I was little, living in Bath, and you'd go down the street, and of course, in those days, there was no such thing as a dog poo bag.
No.
The streets were littered. Where's all the white dog poo gone?
White dog poo? Yes.
They used to be white. And apparently, they used to eat bones, and that used to make the poo white.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. And of course, then we stopped giving dogs real food.
Hope no one's eating their breakfast at this point, Pen. Sorry in advance. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That's a good memory. But I remember, obviously, growing up in London, it was just, dog poo central.
Yeah.
Nice. Are you one of these people? I've noticed it's a bit of a trend for dog owners, which I am. If you see another person walking a dog and their dog's doing a poo, do you wait to see if they pick up?
Yeah. Because it's one of my really, I get really cross.
It's terrible, isn't it? It's terrible. It's the worst thing. And I notice it occasionally. We obviously we spend a lot of time in Ilfracombe, as you know, my happy place. And I frequently see people, and maybe the dog will be running ahead or running behind, and the owner's not looking. And I want to go, your dog's doing a poo-poo. It drives me crackers. It's so awful. And then I feel I'm going to get, blamed because my dogs are out. Obviously, I have bags in hand, and I know when they go, and I know where they go, and I'm diligent because it bothers me. And I think it doesn't hurt to be that diligent, does it? Just pick up after your dogs.
I know. I mean, we live in the middle of the countryside, and I even pick up in the countryside.
Yeah, I do.
Because...
Oh, actually, no, there's one place I don't. There's one place...
What, your garden?
Yeah, right, that's true. But no, there's like a very tall, grassy field that they go to, and it's impossible. But to be honest, it's rare, and no one else is there, and it's not food, there's nothing growing on it. I just think, that's...
Apparently, it can be very bad for cattle.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
In a field of grass.
Yeah. Well, we've got a lane that runs up the side of the house and sort of round to the back of the paddock, and the cattle use it as a sort of, it's their little thoroughfare. There's certain plants we can't put there and grow there and things.
Yeah.
To be really careful.
Yeah. There's a lot, talking of plants.
Don't ask me what they are. That's the extent of my knowledge.
There's a lot. This year, there seems to be an awful lot of ragwort. Which,
I remember you saying, I don't know what it looks like,
Yeah,
Pen.
it's yellow. It's bright yellow. And basically, when it's cut and dried, it can be very bad for cattle, horses especially. And this year, I don't know why, there just seems to be loads of it. Whether farmers aren't getting rid of it anymore, I don't know. But there's a lot of it on the verges, motorways, all sorts.
Horrible.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite difficult to get rid of.
One thing I wanted to ask you, actually, do you feel cheated this year, like we haven't had a proper summer?
It's been such an odd year. I mean, we were both saying this morning that it is very autumnal already.
Yeah, it is.
And, I had to wear a coat this morning when I went out to pick, and it just seems remarkable that the season has been so short.
Yeah.
Because it was so cold at the beginning of the year as well, wasn't it? We have had a couple of weeks of nice weather.
But it doesn't feel like consistent.
No.
I can't remember having a spell where there wasn't at least one day or night which was hammering down with rain.
Well, and also then it went really cold, and then it was 30 degrees, and then the next day it was down to 14, and it's been toing and froing. It's been really a very, very strange summer.
What does it do to your mood, Pen, or your plans if you're thwarted by the weather?
I mean, I know I moan a lot about the weather.
You do.
I don't mean to... moan is not the right word.
You're interested.
Comment.
Yes,
I
you
comment a lot about the weather because it has an effect on my day-to-day living and work. And consequently, I look at the weather forecast a lot, although it's still not 100% right ever. But it's useful to know if it's going to be raining constantly for the next 6 days, because you can do things to make it better for the plants, or you don't go out doing X, Y, and Z. So yeah, it's just been really odd. We don't seem to get the Indian summers like we used to.
No.
Do we?
We don't. And I noticed the other day you gave us a little tip about time to prune back our lavender.
Yes.
What should we be doing? Bearing in mind we're hurtling towards September. Can't even believe I'm saying that.
I know, it's crazy.
What should we be doing in the garden? When I say we, I mean everyone else, not me, because I didn't do anything.
Well, I did put a post on about lavender, because a lot of people have lavender.
It was brilliant, that.
Yeah. And it's a good time of year, assuming it's an ordinary English lavender and it's not late flowering. But it's obvious. If it's still bright blue or bright purple, then you don't want to cut it back because it's still flowering. The bees are still interested. If it's gone grey, then it needs to be cut back. And so you give it a lovely haircut all over, making sure you're not cutting into the old wood. So if it's brown, it's old wood. If it's nice and pliable, it's new wood. And you can give it a really lovely haircut all over. But there's lots of other things in the garden that have died back now. So do you know what I mean when I say deadhead?
No.
So a lot of gardeners, they always talk about this deadheading. And I was thinking the other day that if you didn't really know what deadheading was, it would be a bit confusing. So deadheading is when flowers that have been flowering for the last however many weeks have finally died, so they've gone brown, and you're going to take off all of those heads that have gone over. So the dead heads are going to be snipped off down to the green part of the plant. So things like campanulas, you'll still be deadheading roses. So if your roses have gone over, if the flower has gone over and started to form a rose hip, you're going to take that off because we don't want it to waste time and energy creating seeds, because we want it to stay as a plant. So you can deadhead those. Anything really that has gone over. There's lots of perennials in the garden at the moment that have gone over, and you're going to deadhead them back to the green. And it'll make them look a lot tidier.
Yeah.
So definitely do that.
I've got lots that need doing. I'm just nervous, as you know, as ever, same old story, nervous of doing it. But
does it help when I do an Instagram post that shows you
do you know,
how to do it?
It's really funny. So I was walking past my lavenders. So I have quite a few. It's the one thing I love, and it was my brother's favourite plant. I have them potted everywhere, and I love the smell. And I just thought, they're looking a bit dull. They've gone a bit grey. And I was looking at your Instagram, and you said, this is what you do. And I was like, oh, okay, because I noticed this year compared to last year, they weren't as good.
No.
So now I went out and did it. I felt quite, confident and knowledgeable because you showed exactly how to do it. But secondly, I'm looking forward to next year already when there'll be get a second wind of life, I suppose. It massively helps. I love your little tips because I think you explain it patiently and very obviously without too much gardening jargon that would make me disinterested or lose me.
Yes.
Because I think I don't know what that is,
Sometimes I think, do I really want to post this? Are people going to think it's a bit patronising? But there are people that really do not know what to do with things. And because they don't know, they don't investigate and they just leave it.
I don't even know what questions to ask.
No.
So if you think of it like that, it's such a sort of unusual world for me. I don't even know what questions I should be asking. So the fact that you say this is when you should be doing it and this is what you're doing, I think it's absolutely brilliant. And actually, anyone that already knows it is going to go, oh yeah, that's right, I do that pen already, and that's a good explanation. And anyone that doesn't is going to learn. So either way, keep doing what you're doing. I think it's brilliant.
I will do a post.
Brilliant, Pem.
I will do a post this week all about deadheading.
That sounds absolutely wonderful. Well, my love, we have come to another end of our lovely podcast. Thank you all so much for listening. You can, of course, catch up on all past episodes and send us a message on our Instagram page.
At the Chit Chatters.
Penny, you will subscribe, and I can't remember that, honestly, between the two of us. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. It does mean the world. Until next time, take care.
Bye.